a Minnesota family can finally lay their son to rest. Good evening and thanks for watching. Patty Wetterling told our sister stations in Minneapolis that her son Jacob's remains have been found. Jacob Wetterling's story has touched millions of people. He was abducted back in 1989 in St. Joseph, Minnesota. And since then, his family has kept his memory alive by becoming advocates for missing and exploited children, all while never giving up hope that they would learn what happened to their son. AJ Legault, an investigative reporter from our sister station in Minneapolis, tells us about the man who led authorities to the remains.
Almost from the start, back in 1989, Danny Heinrich was one of the suspects.
Strange, loner.
El Garber, the lead FBI investigator back then, told KARE 11's Caroline Lowe that detectives watched Heinrich around the clock for weeks.
We were hoping he would go someplace or do something that would lead us to some evidence or to Jacob, and he didn't.
Heinrich was already a suspect in a series of sexual assaults in the Paynesville area, including the kidnapping and sex assault of another 12-year-old boy from Cold Spring months earlier. Authorities even arrested and questioned him while Garber watched.
He wouldn't admit it, and ultimately he asked for a lawyer.
Without a confession, Garber says there wasn't enough evidence to hold Heinrich, and investigators moved on to other leads. But years later, Jared Shirel, the Cold Spring boy who'd been kidnapped,
down this road,
assaulted, but then released, described the abduction for KARE 11.
he stepped out of the vehicle, approached me from behind, grabbed me by the shoulders, and put me into the car.
And there was renewed speculation that whoever assaulted Jared also may have taken Jacob.
The similarities are there.
Back in 1989, authorities kept some of Jared's clothing, hoping the kidnapper may have left trace evidence. Finally, last summer, that same clothing provided a key break in the case. Court documents say new advanced DNA testing detected a match to none other than Danny Heinrich. Authorities used that new information to help get a search warrant for Heinrich's Annandale home. They didn't find evidence connecting him to Jacob, but court records show they seized 19 three-ring binders containing images of child pornography.
The defendant is charged at this time with receipt and possession of child pornography.
At this news conference last October, U.S. Attorney Andy Luger announced that Danny Heinrich was being charged in federal court on multiple counts of possession of child pornography. But because of the statute of limitations, he wasn't charged with Jared's sexual assault. Authorities took the unusual step, though, of naming him as a person of interest in the Wetterling case.
Mr. Heinrich has been interviewed by investigators about the 1989 disappearance of Jacob Wetterling.
Ever since then, Heinrich has been held in jail as authorities use those child pornography charges to try to pressure him into revealing something about Jacob's abduction. Now, with his federal trial just 1 month away, it appears Danny Heinrich finally talked.
And just in, Stearns County Sheriff's Office just confirmed that Jacob Wetterling's remains were the ones found today. It was a pretty day outside, but storms are brewing. Justin, what's the latest on our severe weather threat?
And thank you, Cornelius, and good evening, everybody. Yeah, we were warm today, mostly clear to partly cloudy skies across the area. Here are the latest temperatures at 81 in Fargo, 79 Jamestown, 78 Devils Lake, and a 74 out toward Bemidji. Taking a look at the satellite loop over the last hour, you can see an increase in the clouds as you look off to the north and off to the west. That's where we have some rain showers and a possible rumble of thunder out just north of Candu and just to the north and to the west of the Langdon area. We're watching this area in the Devil's Lake Basin because we do have a marginal risk of severe weather as we go through late this evening and into the early overnight, with just a general thunderstorm risk as they move east later on into the morning hours on Sunday. Otherwise, we will see partly to mostly cloudy skies across the area, and temperatures will fall back into the 70s as we make our way over the next few hours. The better chance for severe weather comes on Sunday afternoon. We'll have the full details coming up later in the newscast.
Thank you so much, Justin. And if severe weather does hit your area and you take photos, be sure to share them with us. You could see them on our Facebook page, so make sure you like us as well. Along with seeing your photos, you can follow the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime on your feed. Just search Valley News Live, like our page, and you'll stay informed throughout the entire day. The school year has started, which means more people are driving and walking in Fargo, and with the increase of people comes the likelihood of pedestrian versus car accidents. Valley News Team Giovanna Simich has more on how you can stay safe if you plan on taking a stroll along Broadway.
A new school year means more college students spending time downtown.
You can definitely feel the influx of people now that school is in session.
If you ever want to go out and chill in downtown at night, you need to just use your common sense. Be with a group, you know, and know where the heavily populated foot traffic areas are.
And Fargo police have noticed the increase of people walking downtown.
There is quite a bit of foot traffic that increases this time of year.
Police say during the weekends, foot traffic is at its highest, especially on Broadway, and they're keeping an extra eye out.
The Fargo Police Department typically will authorize extra patrol for the foot traffic and the extra business downtown.
People I spoke with say there are certain times of day when the foot traffic is worse, which makes driving downtown a nightmare.
It's different during the day than in the evening. It's definitely more full in the evening with people going out to eat or bars.
Being extra cautious goes a long way.
I think it's important to always be mindful and attentive to what's going on in the street.
Use the crosswalks, check both ways, and just make sure you're being careful all around with your safety.
In Fargo, Giovanna Simic, Valley News Live.
Fargo police say they rarely give out jaywalking tickets, and they'll give them out if it's impeding traffic or caused an accident. College kids back in town, football season in swing, fall has unofficially started, and a local corn maze is embracing the season. Mother Goose and Beans hosted their first annual corn maze in Earhart, Minnesota. Pat and Becca Dillon started the business after giving birth to twins. They want their daughters to love farming just as much as they do. Along with the maze, you can munch on some kettle corn, and in 2 weeks, there'll be over 40 varieties of pumpkins and gourds you can buy.
We are so excited to be able to offer Earhart and the other surrounding communities in quite a large radius a place to come that just will bring families together.
The maze is open every Friday through Sunday from 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. until October 30th. Dancers take a chance trying out for the 2016-2017 competition and G Crew season at Gasper School of Dance and Performing Arts in Fargo. Dancers between the ages of 6 and 18 did some improv and learned many routines in ballet, tap, jazz, lyrical, and contemporary. They were graded by judges on their performance technique, skills, and flexibility, and those scoring the highest will claim their spots on the team.
And if they get on the team, they do several competitions throughout the region and nationally. And it's a great performance opportunity, builds character.
Dancers will find out if they make the team on Tuesday with rehearsals for upcoming performances kicking off later in the week. September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and to support that cause, Originals Car Club put on their 8th annual Childhood Cancer Awareness Car Show. From lowriders to imports and pickups, the show had something for everyone. Some of the money raised at the benefits Sanford's Children's Cancer Center.
I lost my 4-year-old son to cancer. That's what sparked everything up, and that's what let us do this. Helps me deal with the pain of it, and it helps me help other people going through it.
The club is hoping to raise more than $2,000. Still to come on Valley News Live at 6, a football player's decision to sit down during the national anthem has a California police union threatening to not work on the team's home football games. But first, let's see what's going on with weather.
And normal temperatures this time of year down to 76 degrees. We were warmer than that here in Fargo. That's going to change as we go through next week, and we are going to get a lot more active starting tonight. Details coming up next.